Muribwanja, where my Zambian people at? Bueno, baby! Guys, welcome to my vlog of my first ever trip to Lusaka, Zambia. As you can see, I flew there. I mean, who doesn't like flying, right? So, I used Air Botswana, and I just want to let you know, if you've never used this flight, or you have before, always be on the lookout for this biltong, alright? If you've never had it before, I mean, it's good. Like, beef is good. Our beef is good!
All signs have been switched off. I would remind you to check the seat pockets and overhead lockers for.
My first impression of Zambia was that what a well-kept and clean airport. We have arrived. So the first thing I did was to change my money at a bureau de change. Now, one piece of advice I can give about this is make sure you do your research on the currency exchange rates before you travel, just so that you know what to expect. Next, I got an Airtel SIM card, and that was 10 kwacha, and then I got airtime for 20 kwacha. Now, the nice thing about this airtime and SIM card is that it comes with data bundles, which lasted me for a day at least, and I was able to communicate with my loved ones and the people that were coming to collect me through WhatsApp, because I wasn't roaming. So I did all this at the airport. They have these booths at the airport. And the lady there actually tried to kind of like convince me to buy data for 400 kwacha. And something in me told me, nah, that can't be right. So I'm glad I didn't fall for that. So I just got airtime only. Because she was telling me that the airtime does not come with any data bundles, which wasn't true. So just be on the lookout for such things, okay? So I need to mention that this wasn't my first time to come to Zambia. I had been to Zambia before in a location called Duwansha, but I had never been to Lusaka. So this was a very exciting experience for me. And of course, like the previous time that I came here, I was always impressed by the vegetation, the large trees. The landscape is just beautiful and just gives you rainforest vibes. So I've just arrived and I'm about to meet my friend, the person that I've come to visit right here in Lusaka, Zambia.
That this is coming out.
Oh my god, video.
Yes. I'm like, yeah.
Oh my god.
Girl.
So after my 4-hour flight, I was super hungry and it was time to eat. So, are you ready to see my first meal in Lusaka? What you see here is pap or maize meal, which they call nshima, and relish, which they call vegetables, but which we call moroho in Botswana. Next, we went to this place called Miraki. They sell cakes of all sorts, and they have adorned the place with gorgeous pieces. I mean, look at the furniture. The place is really, really beautiful. And, I mean, what's not to love about this place? Look at the lighting, the ceiling decoration. It's a haven. Next morning, I had this breakfast by my host. Talk about royalty treatment. And then she invited me to a Toastmasters event where we had all this variety of food. And I just thought to show you, apart from the native and traditional food that is eaten in Zambia, there's also this food that I guess is common to so many countries. Here are some delightful pastries offered by Saruba Premier Hotel. Now, this is by far the most interesting thing I ate in Zambia. It is called Chikanda, and it is a plant root or tuber. Something like a cassava, I guess, because a cassava is like a root plant, right? So they bake it into this form that you see here, and it's called the African bologna. It is had in the streets. I was told it's like a snack, and so people tend to enjoy it. And you have it with some chili, like you see she's putting some chili inside there with onion and tomatoes. As for the taste, well, I was asked what I think about it, and I said, well, it's interesting. And that's just code for I don't like it. And you can also say, my brain is still processing it, or I'm still adjusting to the taste. Ah, it's beautiful. Next, I was treated to this meal. It's so filling. I loved it. So the interesting thing here is you all eat from the same dishes. What I mean by that is that there'll be pap or nshima on one end, and then your meat, beef, chicken, and beans on the other end, and you just all eat together in those dishes. Never mind the germs. So you just make sure that you all wash your hands because bruh. So just for a bit of context, in my country where I come from, in Botswana, each person has a complete set of the meal. That means in that person's plate, there's nshima, vegetables, and meat in their plate, and then it's the same with the next person. Yeah, we don't share the meal like this. One thing to know about Zambia is they have a lot of mangoes all over. So they sell their mangoes either whole or in plastics cut up into cubes. And you have it for your 5 kwachas, 10 kwachas. And they also sell peanuts in the street, cassava. So here at this point, I got peanuts, which are also very huge compared to the size that I'm used to. Round the corner on the street, a great surprise awaited me. Behold, the famous kapenta of Zambia. These are the little fishes that are caught from the lakes and other water bodies. But in this particular frame, we have the vinkubala, which is also known as the caterpillar. In my country, it's known as the mopani worm or pani. On the far left, we have the kapenta, but I was told it might actually be mentesa, the larger one, because these still the tinier one that you're about to see, the tinier fish. That is the kapenta, real, the true real deal kapenta.
Yes! What do you call it in English? I don't know. That'd be a good time to say thank you.
Grazie.
Yes.
So after that, we met another guy along the street who was selling pretty much the same thing. Now this is the kapenta I was telling you about. And the only different thing he was selling as well was the insua. These are the little insects that come after the rain. The insua you can eat right away, straight off from this. But the kapenta you're supposed to prepare with vegetables and make a gravy or soup and have with your nshima. I didn't know this. I ate the kapenta right away because I figured it's just like dried beef because it's dried fish. So why not? But I guess the proper way is to make a gravy. I'm about to show you the places I went to over the course of my visit. First was Manda Hill, and then Sarova Premier Hotel. This is a hotel that I talked about in my other videos. Just check them out. Type Zambia under my channel. You should be able to find them. So it has some really nice art pieces. As with other hotels, I came to notice. Gorgeous place. And then we also went to Eden House. Eden House is a smaller but intimate eating outlet that I really liked. I mean, look at the entrance. It's just so inviting. Eden House is also the place that had the virtual menu that I talked about in my other video about my little collections from Zambia. I just found this to be so cozy. The Urban. This is another place that we went to. It's a hotel that just, it seems like it's a place where you'd meet celebrities. It gives red carpet vibes. You know, it has a very classy look. But for me, the price went to Latitude 15. Now, this is a hotel that combines classy and cozy. It's a gorgeous place that, you know, you can just come to relax or come on a Saturday morning with your laptop and coffee and do some work. It has so many nice art pieces, and it's like this place was built with so much intention. Like every little corner of the place is intentional. Just so many nooks that you can find here. Like, I just have no words. And there were so many of those that I can't show them all. I don't have enough space to show them all. But you just need to go there for yourself to be able to experience what I'm talking about. Detour a bit, shall we? If there's one thing I wasn't prepared for in Zambia was the prices. I mean, some of these things we pay like less than half of this. Like these prices are pretty much more than double what we pay for in our country. Like when you change this kwacha to pula, it's like it's soaring high. It's so high, more than double the price. So this one is the Botswana price. It's 15 pula. You see that? So in Zambian kwacha, that side it's 54 kwacha, which is about 38 pula. Okay, done detouring. So now my visit was coming to an end, and here is what they call intercity, which is also called or known as the bus rank, where you have your buses and just like a whole lot of activity going on. So this was the only place that I was told I have to be careful with my phone as I film and all of those things. It's the only place where I felt a bit unsafe, but every other place I went to in Lusaka, I literally felt so safe, and that's one other thing that I noticed about the place. So one thing about the buses is that it takes a day to arrive at the border. So you get in the bus at like 6, 7 a.m. and then arrive at 5 p.m. at Kazungula Kasane, which is the border between Zambia and Botswana. I mean, a whole day traveling and you're not even back at Gaborone, your base. So it's, yeah, I mean, Mukwai. That is another common expression that I heard while I was in Zambia, which just means okay, but said in a very respectful way. Like that's a very respectful way of saying okay. The other common expression was zikomo, which means thank you. Guys, I'm so proud of myself. I learned so much. So one tip for bus traveling, make sure that you don't spend all your kwachas back in Zambia, because you're gonna need them for if you need to go to the toilet, because they are paid toilets. About 3 kwacha or something, but I had given away my kwacha, so I literally didn't have anything at all. I had to use my pula to pay for this toilet right here. Woo, nature calls, baby. And one thing I wish the buses would do was to communicate with us concerning the stops, how fast-paced they are and how long they are from each other, because that kind of helps you visualize your trip and plan better. Even your bathroom breaks, you know. And just like that, we were back in Botswana. What you see here is I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what water body this is, but this is literally between Zambia and Botswana. And I'm pretty sure there's some Victoria Falls somewhere around there, okay? It's so beautiful. I'm so proud of both Zambia and Botswana. Thank you, God, for giving us such beauty. And I get it why tourists love to come to this place. So this is a place called Kasane. But it's actually called Kazungula because you still have to travel a little bit, like less than 15 minutes to Kasane. So yeah, this is the border, literally the border. Oh my gosh, can you see the difference already in the vegetation? See how ours is shorter and smaller compared to the Zambian one, which is much bigger. Yeah, really interesting differences, yeah? And that wraps up my vlog and visit to Zambia. Zikomo, Zikomo, Zambians, Zikomo. Thank you for receiving me.